it's Jessii Vee, and today I am wearing the twins from the Shining movie. It says, "Come play with us." They were definitely one of the scariest parts of the movie for sure. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about owls, which I know might seem a little bit insignificant, but there's actually so much creepy background about them. People have had really scary encounters with them. There's some really freaky facts that you probably didn't know about them. People think they might actually be aliens. There's literally so much. I feel like people think that owls are either mysterious, spooky, or lovable. It's always one of those three things. There's like no in between. You either are afraid of them or you love them. I personally have always found something to be really off about them. They are literally described as the monsters of the night. Excuse me? And don't get me wrong, there's definitely something adorable about them. I mean, think about Harry Potter's owl, like goals. But there is this other side of them that is so unknown, so mysterious, almost like they know way more about the world than we do. I mean, look at their eyes. They definitely know something that we don't. So yeah, today we're gonna be talking about why people find owls so scary and some really creepy encounters with them. Now, the reason why I had the idea for this video is because I recently just watched a movie called The Fourth Kind. Now, if you've ever seen this movie before, you know how absolutely terrifying it is. This movie came out in 2009, and the way it was marketed was that it was based on real events that happened. The movie is basically about people talking to a psychologist about encounters they had with aliens in the middle of the night in their bedrooms. Now, all of these patients that were talking to their psychiatrist described seeing an owl at their window before they were abducted. This white owl would show up at their window tapping on the glass trying to get into their room. You eventually find out in the movie that these owls are just aliens in disguise. And honestly, I cannot look at owls the same after watching this movie. And I mean, I can kind of believe it. If you look at owls' eyes, they have like the same shape as aliens. They're just as large as aliens. They look like aliens. There was this kid's book that came out that was literally called "The Owls Have Come to Take Us Away." It's by the author Ronald L. Smith, and the description of this book is 12-year-old Simon is obsessed with aliens, the ones who take people and do experiments. When he's too worried about them to sleep, he listens to the owls hoot outside, owls that have the same eyes as aliens, dark and foreboding. That's a book for kids, yeah. Honestly though, why am I the parent that would read my kid that book? Honestly, I low-key want to buy it. So if you don't believe me yet, let's get into some very creepy owl facts. The first one that we probably all know is that owls can turn their head almost all the way around. It's definitely a myth when people can say they can turn their head all the way around. They can't. Their neck would like break. But apparently they can turn it 270 degrees, which is still so much. I mean, imagine if humans could do that. Actually, ew, that would be so disturbing. Imagine like my head just like turned all the way around. The next thing is that owls are far-sighted. They could spot prey yards and yards away. Do you understand how far that is? Their hearing is so superpowered that it says they can hear snow falling on the ground. Snow. What's kind of creepy is that owl flight is completely silent. So you know when you see a bird flying, you can most likely hear it. Owls are completely silent, so you don't know when they're coming. Now this one is so upsetting to me. Owls eat other owls. Did you know that? It says the great horned owl, for example, will eat the barrel owl. And the barrel owl, in turn, sometimes eats the western screech owl, and so on and so forth. They just keep eating each other. So that already shows their personality right there. I mean, they just care about themselves, clearly. And sometimes they make a very terrifying hissing noise. If you guys have not heard this noise, oh, you're in for a treat. People say it's like something from a nightmare. I'm gonna try and play some audio for you for like 2 seconds because you have to hear this. Oh my, that was an owl hissing. It sounds like a literal snake. So yeah, don't make an owl angry. There are some places in the world that consider an owl to be a sign of death. It says from ancient times, owls have been linked with death, evil, and other superstitions. They've also been associated with witches and other so-called evil beings. And speaking of witches, there actually is a kind of witch in mythology that can turn into an owl. It's a creature called the Lechuza. I hope I'm saying that right. So Lechuza are shape-shifting witches. They look like normal women during the day, but at night they become Lechuza, which have owl-like bodies and human heads. Imagine seeing that. It says if you ever hear the sound of a Lechuza, you are not only in danger of becoming their meal, which you wouldn't want, but it's often believed to be an omen that someone in your family is going to pass away. What's creepy is that the Lechuza could carry a full-grown man in their arms. They are super strong and can lift you up wherever you are. They have the power to make your car battery die and literally stop you at a deserted road. And the only thing that drives them away is salt. So keep some salt on you. Now, to end off this video, I have a really creepy encounter with an owl. Not from me. This is a story that I found online. It's called The Smiling Owl. Basically, there was this woman who would see an owl outside of her bedroom window every single night. It's almost like The Fourth Kind, the movie. After staring at it for a while, she would notice that it would start to smile at her, which would seem almost impossible because owls have beaks. They don't really have like mouths to make a smile with, but she would swear that it would start to smile at her. She began to shut her curtains at night because she no longer wanted to see this owl and see this owl smile. But even though her curtains were closed, you could still see the silhouette of the owl sitting behind them. It says she could imagine it still smiling even though she couldn't see it. Ew! That's so gross. Eventually, she started to have dreams of this owl. She would see this owl's eyes and face, and it would still be smiling in her dreams. So it was almost like the owl was like, well, if you're gonna close the curtains, I will appear to you in your sleep. It just wouldn't let her be, which is absolutely terrifying. And she too said that it was probably an alien watching her, waiting for the perfect moment to take her away. How freaky is that? So those are all of the creepy things I have to talk to you about owls today. If you have any creepy experiences of your own, definitely comment them down below. And I just want to say before I close this video, not all owls are like this. I mean, people have owls as pets and they're the sweetest. They're so cute. They're amazing and cuddly. So I'm not saying all owls are aliens coming to get us. These are clearly just theories. I like to tell you guys creepy things about things in the world that are unknown. So if you love owls, great. But if you think they're a little bit creepy and unknown, I'm with you on that. Anyway, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like any new Halloween merch, we are selling out so quickly. The link is down below in the description. And yeah, I will see you in my next video.